Not sure what I'm doing with the weird side ponytail. Did you guys see that SNL skit with the adult side ponytails? It's definitely going to be me in like 10 years. Hi, it's been a while and there are some good reasons for that and some lazy reasons for that. The big reason, if it's a little bit hard to tell by the background, but I have moved. I made a fairly major move from big city in Texas to a very small town in Montana, of all places. The long and short of it is I got a job up here. I'm calling this, jokingly saying this is my goal I didn't know I had, to live in as many US states as possible. It was not an unexpected thing. This has been in the works for a long time. The job transition took a little while just because of the nature of the industry. My partner was surprisingly amenable to the idea. So here we are. The move took a lot. Our housing situation was iffy and tenuous for a while. Again, small town. When I say small town, I mean less than 10,000 people. You know, housing isn't easy to come by. But we found a cute little place. It's an unusual kind of semi-historic building. So it's working for us. This isn't going to be permanent. Very more than likely we will be moving again probably next summer. It was really just to get my foot in the door in the industry that I'm in. So yeah, so that's where we are. It is a 2-bedroom place, so I was able to turn the second room into an office / sewing area. Computer's right behind you guys right now. It's working. It's working for now. I wanted to finally just film kind of an update sort of thing, touch base, see what plans were. There's plans. Let me start back over just a little bit. So with my sewing projects, the hobble dress is going to be put on the back burner, if not totally abandoned. I don't want to say I'm going to completely abandon it and never touch it ever again, because you don't know what the future holds. I might get a bug up my butt and decide that I want to give it a try again. Ultimately, the genesis of that project was specific and didn't end up panning out. So at this juncture, there's no need for me to make that dress. And that sounds kind of silly because, you know, like many of the things we're making as hobbyists, there's really no reason for us to be doing the major costume pieces necessarily, except for our own edification. But that dress had a specific reason why I was making it. The long story short is back when, in the midst, at the beginning to the middle of the pandemic, when I did my first video and had just recently started really sewing, I had joined an online sewing group, and they had a kind of a contest thing where you were going to, the idea was you made something that was influenced or inspired by literature. So, you know, books, plays, poems, kind of things like that. And I had recently picked up a copy of a new translation of Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, which, if you don't remember that from high school, it was a man named Gregor Samsa wakes up one morning and he is turned into an insect. It's been a little while since I've read it. I can't remember if it was literally said he was a beetle, or I think it was like a beetle of some sort. But there's a part where it talks about that he had difficulty moving, that he was in a lot of pain because he was essentially in a new body. So he was just having trouble moving, essentially. And about the same time, I had learned, or I'd come across, the hobble dress, the hobble skirts. And I had this idea of that would be an interesting, do a hobble dress but metamorphosis insecty kind of beetle inspired. So I was gonna do kind of the dress, imagine like a carapace, a little bit of a, you know, blackish reddish design, maybe make some little antennas or something. I had an idea. It was, I think it was a solid idea. Ultimately, at my skill level at that point with that pattern, as you can remember from the previous videos, I bit off more than I could chew for sure. Sorry, I had to take a quick break. The building that we live in is being sold at the moment by our landlady, so they, now the cat's chewing on the tripod. So they've been bringing people around to show them the building, and I thought they were gonna come in to look at the apartment. They didn't. So anyway, yeah, so the hobble dress, again, like I was just explaining, since that project had a very specific reason for it, and honestly it just wasn't sparking any joy. It is not entirely stylistically, it wasn't really doing it for me. I think for that project it would have been perfect, and I think it would have turned out very well, but I was just so frustrated with it, and again, since the reason that I was doing it was no longer needed, since I didn't end up going through with it, yeah, I think I just want to put it on the back burner. Incidentally, I also came to a realization, I can't remember if it was that first video or not, where I had hobble dress in the title of the video. It had a lot of views for some reason, for it literally being like a first or second video, and I realized that people were searching for hobble dress in terms of like fetish wear. Sorry folks, it's not what I'm doing here. So, so I'll try not to probably be clickbaity and put it back in the title, but it's fine. I will give you forewarning. That's not what I'm doing here. So the hobble dress is gonna be, you probably won't be seeing that anytime soon, honestly, if not ever. I'm getting too old to push through things that I just don't like. If I'm reading a book and I'm not enjoying it, I will put it away. I'm not one of those people that feels like I have to finish it, even if I'm not enjoying it. I think the only thing I did that with was Game of Thrones. I didn't hate every minute of it, but I hated most of it. And I watched the whole show, all of it. And I didn't enjoy it, but the parts that were enjoyable were really good. So as a general rule, yeah, if I'm watching a movie and I'm not enjoying it, I am happy to turn it off and go find something that I will. I don't know if it's that anxiety thing where I would rather watch the same thing that I've watched a billion times and watch something new because I know it's going to happen, so I don't have anxiety about it. That's another conversation for another time. So that's basically my update, is no hobble dress anytime soon. I do have plans. I have some actual clothing that I want to make. I would love to make a new dress, and I would love to make a couple of vests. That's going to be the next new, maybe semi-complicated thing that I want to tackle. And I have a costume idea that I might push that to September and wrap that into maybe Halloween shenanigans, because I'm down with some Halloween shenanigans. So that's an actual idea that I'm really excited about, but I think it needs some planning. I've already got some fabric because it was a project I was going to do for something else, and I think I've come up with a better idea for it. I want to do a combination of things I actually want to wear. I've got a nice desk job now, so I can be a little bit more flexible with what I wear. I love winter clothes, and I now live in a wintry place, so I'm looking forward to doing some full history bounding with some layers and vests and underskirts and tights and boots and all of the good fun winter stuff. So that's coming. I'm hoping or planning to do also sprinkle in some cooking videos and some wine videos. I've mentioned in the past that I was working in the wine industry. I don't anymore, but I do still have a love for wine. Where I live now, there is a distinct lack of wine, but we found a really nice independent wine shop in the largest town in the state, which is about 2 hours away. So we usually go out there. We've only been here a couple of months now, but our plan is to go out there once a month, hit the craft store, maybe hit Costco, get some essentials, and the wine store is going to be on the list. So maybe once a month I'll do a little wine video if we find a fun bottle of wine to share. Plans, hopefully now that I have a independent setup that I can shut the door from the cat running in and out and have a little bit of separate space for making videos and doing some crafting. So I'm excited to get back into it. I've been doing some cross stitching. I picked up a new stitch along. Excited to get back into it and share some new projects in the future. The light in here is unfortunately really bad, so I'm hoping that my lamps are taking care of it. I have a new camera set up, which is exciting. I think this is the first video I've used this camera for. So now I can have a little bit of a dual camera set up if that helps for filming, sewing projects. And I'm looking forward to getting back into it. So thanks for your patience. If anybody was looking forward to the hobble dress being finished, I apologize. I don't have it in me anymore. At least not now. Again, in the future, I might feel like my skills are up to it and maybe I'll tackle it again. Because I think it did have potential. I think I just maybe need to get reinvigorated for that project. So anyway, until next time, sooner rather than later, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.